Okay, let's dive into Victoria Neuman, one of the most deceptively layered characters in the boys' universe. This is a walking paradox of empathy, manipulation, all wrapped up in this nice political theater package. Like, she's top notch. She has the personality of controlled explosive. That's who she is, and it really works with her powers, right? Like, we know that. She has this public persona that is of a principled reformer. She's very articulate, very compassionate, genuinely relatable. Like, people connect with her on true levels. But beneath this polished activism lies this suppressed fury and a need for control that borders on sociopath precision. She's a literal ticking time bomb, a soup whose powers manifest through explosive violence. Like, we see how she gets down, blows people up from internally. But yet she channels this destructiveness through this bureaucratic maneuvering. So that's a real paradox, that she's this thing and she's this thing at the same time. So psychologically, she mirrors this archetype of the benevolent tyrant. She genuinely believes that she's doing good. She's protecting humanity, by controlling this chaos. But her protection always leads to dependency on her herself. And that's the hallmark of narcissists that's raised in an environment where love was conditional and power was the only form of real safety. And she manifests all that stuff. And she has some deep-seated trauma that we gotta get into. Like, her upbringing was under Stan Edgar. Okay, that says enough, man. This is Vought's cold, like, masterfully manipulative CEO. So it's essential to her psyche that she was raised as both a pawn and this prototype. This is the illusion of autonomy under this boost of corporate oversight that is like controlling her at every aspect. So she grows up with this mass that wants justice, equality, and reform, but she's this internalized, she's actually a voice of Vought. She's cold, she's very calculating, and she's ruthless, especially when cornered. And this duality kind of feeds this anxiety and this need to be seen as perfection. She doesn't want to show any external flaws. She doesn't want to just control the narrative itself. She must control that narrative. She has to dictate how that story goes down. So losing control would mean becoming the weapon she was designed to be, and she kind of knows that. So she embodies this shadow heroine. She represents the corruption of empathy. The savior who learns that saving people requires becoming the monster that she opposes. She's the dark mirror of Starlight. Both women want change, but Neuman weaponizes the system from within, while Starlight rejects it from outside. So she's this like mother with a warped manipulation. We see her do it with Marie Monroe, and we kind of see it with her daughter. It's got this weird sense as well. But she's also this rebel politician. And she's still craving for approval from her corporate father, up until the end. So that says a lot about her relationship with Stan Edgar. And she even comes to realize that to him, she was also just an asset. But that's how he brought her up to be. So she betrays him, and he's not even really upset about it because this falls in line with, what he was raising her to be. So he's got to be happy with it on some level, although he bore the brunt of it. Now, she's just a brilliant modern activist. She's like the influencer politician. She talks like an ally, she smiles, she's progressive, she acts like the establishment. Like, her dual life exposes the uncomfortable truth that the system absorbs its own revolutionaries and convert rebellion into a brand. This is what happens with her. And so she takes this social justice system and meets it with this corporate strategy. So obviously we can see these two things cannot coexist. So she doesn't seek to dismantle Vought. She kind of wants to inherit it because she thinks her taking over and having the control will create a safe environment for everyone else. So her career is the PR version of Homelander's chaos, where he's violent and overt, she's subtle and uses psychology. But they're two sides of the same authoritarian control that she wants that. Now, in her relationship with her daughter, this is a fascinating reflection of herself. I mean, not only does this little girl look so much like her, but she already knows that she needs to protect her. Because of that, she wants to protect her from Vought, but she repeats the same mechanism of control. She gave her V and manifested into these insane powers. So this is really what she sees. And her relationship with Hughie represented her tether to Innocence. She weaponizes even that connection, right? Because she can't be trusted. No, I'm not going to sit here and say that she deserved the death that she got at the hands of Billy Butcher. That was a terrible, tragic way. But she's definitely a character that deserved a much deeper lens, and maybe they'll afford us some backstories so we can learn a little bit more about this very deep character. But give me your thoughts, and as always, I ask you to hit that like and subscribe.